Thomas, Harrio, Beams from the pocket, and from the pocket kicks an amazing goal. It's a cold-blooded kill in the offering right now.
Dane Beams, over the last few years, has really elevated himself as a high-quality midfielder, become an important player for Collingwood.
Yes, he's in outstanding form and he joins us on the club. Dane, welcome, mate. You've been in great form, averaging 32 disposals in the last 6 weeks. I bet you didn't even know that.
No, I knew that. Yeah.
So well done on your form, but I want to go back a little bit and talk about your early years, because it's an interesting case. You were actually born in Victoria. I'm not quite sure how many people would know that, but you're only 4 when family moved to the Gold Coast.
Yeah, not many people would know I was actually born in Victoria and spent 4 years of my life here. So I was born in Yarrawonga. It's probably about 3 hours away from here. Back then it was tiny, and I think it's growing and growing every time I go back there. So I moved to the Gold Coast when I was 4, and I spent all those years there until I was drafted and come back to Victoria.
Now, you're lucky enough to be accepted into a school of excellence focusing in on football, which must have been, right up your alley, given your love for the game.
Yeah, well, I wasn't, the greatest student at school anyway, so having AFL as one of my subjects worked out perfect for me. And I lived in Southport and I went to school at Palm Beach, so it was an hour bus ride for me every morning. But it was certainly, to hone in on your skills, and I spent, I think it was about an hour every day as a subject learning AFL, and they had it for other sports as well. I think there was a surfing group, there was a rugby league group, and it was a school that strive for excellence in sport. So I was lucky enough to get a call, and they asked me to go there, so I did, and I really enjoyed my time there. Now,
I want to talk about drafting time. You had the chance, of course, to stay on the Gold Coast and play with the new team, the new venture. You decided to put yourself in the draft.
Yeah, well, obviously there was a, I suppose, structure put in place for the new Gold Coast side where they, had 3 years or 2 years, and then they had the third year in the AFL. So, I would have had to have waited 2 years to get a crack at playing AFL. So, and I wanted some change. I wanted to move out of Queensland, and I wanted to, I could have gone anywhere, and I was lucky enough to get, picked up by Collingwood, and I put in a solid pre-season my first year, and it was able to get a game, and I haven't looked back since.
Well, before we get to the Collingwood stage, I've got a bit of vision here of you playing under-18s for Queensland, and there you are, number 11, sliding in, as we see you do so often. And there's another player here, number 2 for Gippsland Power. Now, he's just on the right of screen there. There he is, little number 2. Did you know who that was at the time?
Yeah.
There he is. You just, there you go, you're tackling him there. Little Jared Blair.
Yeah, we didn't win too many games at the state championships, and so we were actually delegated to play VFL sides, and one of them was Gippsland, and we came up against Blairy's mob that day, and I think they actually flogged us. I'm not sure what the margin was, but they belted us, and Blairy played well on the day, and he's put on a little bit of size.
He has, hasn't he?
Yeah. So he's a bit more stockier now than he was back in that footage.
Now, we know a key part of the club's program, particularly welfare, is that you've got to do other study. We'll try and get to you in just a moment. But a few of the boys they've just indicated an interest in becoming firemen. Let's just find out what happened to the boys.
As part of the club initiative, we aim to have all players involved in some sort of activity outside of football, so whether they're studying or working or work placement. These players here have indicated a desire to potentially, or an interest to work as firemen once they finish their football careers. I guess the players can learn a little bit about what it takes to be a fireman, the steps to join the fire brigade, and what they do day to day in their job as firemen.
Ready to go now?
Yeah, as long as I can remember, I've sort of wanted to be a fireman along with playing football. So, to get out here is sort of a bit of a dream come true. So it's good.
So you'll be expected as a firefighter to take them up to Rialto, 67 stories. That'll be great. Thank you. Lots of gear.
It's heavy. It's very heavy.
Yeah, so Yeah, probably thought about being a firefighter probably since about halfway through last year. Just thinking about what I'd like to do outside of footy, and I just thought it'd be a job that I'd be pretty interested in, and come down here today and have a look around and see sort of a day in the life of what they do.
Every fire station has what we call a watch room, and there's 3 ways of recording that last call that you just had. So there's the way that we do it. It comes up on the screen here, so we've got arrest of a cardiac death, not breathing at all, and then any comments that come through can go on as an addition, just for our information. We get 1 hour to a day and per night and day to come in here and work out. As you can see, I'm quite a fit person. Come in here every day, and I used to come in here and have a cup of tea and watch them work out. So under our conditions, the MFB conditions, we're allowed to go to bed at 11 o'clock, but we have 90 seconds to respond to calls. So to get up, get in your gear, get in the truck and get out, you have 90 seconds. So it's all done very quickly. Look, the purpose of today is to bring the boys in, introduce them to the crew, show them the station, and also get them up and go through the process of what the steps to get into the fire brigade as a recruit firefighter. It's just good for the players to understand that there is life outside of footy, and I think even Collingwood as a club or any AFL club, they're getting proactive in helping these current footballers to do that kind of stuff, and the fire brigade's proactive in helping.
Yeah, when I hurt my knee, definitely made me think about life outside of football, whether I could get back from my injury and be able to play footy again. So it's always good to have something on the side to work on and strive towards. So obviously this is something I'm interested in, and have this on the side and concentrate on getting my knee right as well at the same time.
If you do have a great career, you're only 30 years old when you retire anyway, and that's only very young in the schemes of life. So it's very important to have something like this to aim for, and like Chris said before, he's known guys, in particular footballers, that have just sort of just relied on their football stuff and really had no plan and no goal to go towards after footy, and then become lost. So this has been a great sort of eye-opener and really maybe a little bit of a taste of something I can sort of go towards.
Can we turn on the siren or not?
Pardon?
Can we turn on the siren?
Yeah.
How do you do that?
A couple of us got together and we just started thinking about what we wanted to do after footy. We were just talking about it, and we were all interested in like the fire brigade and that, and then the opportunity arose from the club. They invited us down here to come down to see what it was like in the day of a firefighter, so we jumped at it, and it was a great experience. There will be one slight problem. I've a slight fear of heights, so I'd have to overcome that first, obviously, if I was to come down this road, but I think I'm willing to try it.
So I think footballers, AFL footballers or generally sports people, tick all the boxes in some ways because they're fit, they're team orientated, they've got discipline, and that's what you need in this kind of job. It's you got your life on the line, and you need to rely on your fitness, you need to rely on your discipline, and they've got all the qualities. So in closing, boys, just to say, 22 years in the fire brigade, I love it. I do it because I help the community, and it's similar to what you guys do when you're not playing footy. You're going out in the community and helping. You've got all the ingredients to become a firefighter. I couldn't recommend it any higher. And you've got to just play for the fire brigade, footy side.
Thank you very much.
No worries. Nice to meet you, Josh. Yeah, nice to meet you, mate. Nice to meet you, buddy.